There's an element of romance in this vintner's tale. Jennifer Bute is an amateur in the original sense of the word, a wine merchant motivated purely by her love of wine and by the size of her personal wine collection. Storage space isn't such a problem for her as it is for most of us.
Yes, exactly. That's much better. Perhaps it would be a good idea if you gave me the name of your agent in Beaune, so that when I'm in Burgundy, if I have any small amounts, but too much to fit in the minibus, I could drop them off at the groupage. Yes, good, right, lovely. Thank you so much. Right, goodbye. Right.
Before she married Lord Bute, on the left, in 1978, Lady Bute lived in Africa, where she was, among many other things, Malawi ladies tennis champion, an avid horsewoman, and an obsessive collector. The wine collection began with a dusty bottle of Alsace bought in Kenya. Billy the butler always hoists the Bute flag to signify the presence of Lord Bute at Bute Towers on the Isle of Bute. Mount Stuart was once just one of the third Marquess's 60 building projects around Britain. Today it's getting its 100-year service, a 10-year operation keenly recorded by Lady Bute and aesthetically overseen by Lord Bute.
Isn't it a disadvantage having a wine company on an island off the west coast of Scotland?
Yes, it is a disadvantage, a distinct disadvantage, but the quality of life here is so fantastic, ooh, except for the midges, that it's worth it. I have to be very, very careful of my stock control, though. I have some wines here, and on 3 locations on the mainland, London, because I sell a lot of wine there, in bonded warehousing, and in cellars on the mainland in Scotland. Ooh, do you hear that aeroplane? I remember when I was doing aerobatics in a tiger moth in Zimbabwe. It was such fun.
Have you ever calculated how much wine you get through here?
Well, we usually drink between 20 and 24 bottles when we're just on our own, because we have it at lunch and dinner.
Not in a day, though?
No, in a week, I mean, I really started drinking wine at all when I lived in Africa. But once we came to live in Britain, I tried everything I could lay my hands on. And of course, the more I enjoyed it, the more I started buying. And I wanted to try almost everything I liked. And in order to be able to try it, I had to buy it. And then I started reading about all these wonderful wines. So in order to try those, I had to buy those as well. And then I started traveling around France. And I liked some of the wines so much that I had to start buying those as well. And then I would read wine lists, and they sounded so delicious on the wine lists that I'd have to start buying those as well. And so my wine collection became astronomical. And when it started spilling out of all the cellars and everywhere else, and my husband was tripping over boxes and crates of wine, and there was no way that we could drink it, well, in several lifetimes, let alone one. And that was when I decided, with a lot of encouragement from my husband, that I should start the wine business.
When you bought these wines, did it ever occur to you you could buy just one bottle? Or did you feel you had to buy a whole case?
I never really thought about buying one bottle. I don't know why. I don't know whether I didn't realize I could buy one bottle.
This is just a tiny proportion of Bute Wines' stock, but it does demonstrate how Lady Bute's wine buying is determined by passions. She's clearly gone crazy about 1985 Bordeaux, and very good properties too. First Growth's Cheval Blanc, Aubryon, Margaux, Lafite Rothschild. And this is a wine you normally only ever see by the single bottle. Yet here is a stack of California's most expensive and most collectible wine, Opus 1. So what's your stock level at the moment?
I suppose about between 4,000 and 5,000 cases.
So you got your stock. How did you set about finding your customers?
That was the most terribly difficult thing. And also I landed myself in a very awkward situation because the 89 en primeurs came up very soon after I started the wine business.
This is young 1989 red Bordeaux to
Yeah,
sell as a young wine.
Yes, to
before it
sell
had been bottled.
as a young wine as soon as it's declared in Bordeaux. And I thought it'd be terribly easy to find people to buy it. And so I went in hook, line and sinker and bought an enormous quantity of 89 Bordeaux's, and then found that I didn't have, oh my goodness, in cases, thousands again. And then found that I didn't have the customers to buy it. I'd like to welcome everybody here and say thank you very, very much for coming to our marvellous Bute Wines tasting. And I'm also hoping that you're all going to leave cheques with just your signatures. You don't need to put anything else on at all. I'll fill the rest in.
Lord Bute's been persuaded out to fly the Bute Wines flag at Roths's Winter Gardens, the social hub of the island.
Neil, how did the wine tasting go last night, did you think?
I think it went very successfully.
Back at the ranch, in an office recently decorated by the Bute's artist-in-residence. The wine staff live out.
All right, well, I think that's fine. My mail's here? Yes, there it is. Good, okay. Thanks very much.
I should think that the general public thinks that being a wine merchant is a dream life. Do you find it there?
No way. I think if I'd known how hard I was going to have to work when I started this idea of Bute Wines, I would have given it up before I even started. I get up in the mornings, usually about 5:45, and I go and work at my desk for a couple of hours before breakfast. And then I'm at my desk or in my office or working at the wine business virtually all day until dinner. And then after dinner, I go back to my desk again. And yes, admittedly, I have other things to do. I mean, I have this house to look after and the odd charity that I help with. And we do quite a lot of entertaining. And that, of course, involves a lot of work.
How many rooms are there?
I've no idea. I've never counted. I don't even know how many staircases there are. I keep meaning to count that because that should be easier, but I've no idea.